Hello everyone, today is an unexpected tutorial. I didn't actually plan to make this a tutorial, but my little girl has got World Book Day, which is actually today, but she's got it at school tomorrow to dress up. And as usual, I left at last minute and we went through all of her clothes to try and rustle up a costume. And she's actually got a tiger print dress, so we're going for the tiger that went to tea. And for that, I want to make her a pair of little clip-on ears for her costume. So I thought, well, while I'm making them, I'll come on here and show you how I'm making them. So I found this gorgeous rose gold glitter. I did think about going for more of a sort of orangey colour, but her dress is like a sort of a browny tan colour with the tiger stripes. And this actually did go well when I put it together. So this is what I'm using. And I've got some black felt. I did want to use glitter, black glitter felt, but I couldn't find it. So that's just for my little girl. So I'm just going to be using plain felt today. And to make these, I'm going to make a rough template first on a piece of paper. And then when I'm happy with it, I will transfer the paper template to card. Well, I normally would, but like I said, I want to get this done quickly for my little girl today. So I'm just going to do it on paper for now. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and on this piece of paper I'm just going to draw roughly a tiger's ear. Now a tiger's ear is similar to a cat's ear, but obviously a bigger version. So I'm just going to roughly draw an ear. Sorry, I always pause and then I forget that I'm actually doing a tutorial. I'll do it about, so each of these squares is a centimetre. So I think I'm going to go for, I'll go for about 5.5 centimetres wide. And I'm just going to draw a rough kind of ear shape. Don't have to be neat. I might go for a little bit taller. Obviously this is just a scrap piece of paper, so it don't matter too much if you make a mistake, as long as you get the basic shape to cut out. So this is around 6.5 centimetres tall by 5.5 centimetres across. So I'm going to now cut this shape out. I'm going to round it a little bit at the bottom, even though you won't really see it when I was on the clip. So this is going to be my, I'll turn it this way as you can't see all my drawing. This is going to be my template for my ear. I am going to just fold it in half actually to neaten it up so it's even. I'm going to go in a little bit from the bottom and then out. The reason being, the clip I'm going to be using is around 45mm, so I want this to sit. Yes, that's 4 centimetres. I want the bottom of the ear to fit on the clip. So this is now about 4.5 centimetres and it comes out here to 5.5 centimetres and it's 6.5 centimetres tall. So we've got our ear template now. Normally I would transfer this onto card. I will do that later after the tutorial, but to save time today, I will just keep it like this. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around on here. You'll see why in a minute. So this can be my proper neat copy to transfer onto the card. Yes, so I'll cut that out later. I'm going to draw around this on the back of my glitter fabric. I'm sorry if this tutorial is a little bit like crazy, but like I said, it wasn't planned. I'm just basically coming on here and showing you how I would make these ears for my little girl. Killing two birds with one stone, as they say. And obviously we need 2 ears, so I'm going to draw around it again. now the reason I drew around it again on here is because I'm now going to cut the inner ear part out. So what I'm going to do is again fold it in half. I'll fold it in half the other way so we can't see my scribbles. And we're going to cut a smaller piece out from the middle. So I'm going to trace the shape of it from the top and cut out a piece from the middle. So I want to leave quite a big area because I want to be able to see the glitter fabric underneath. And then this bit will be the template for the inner ear. So again, I'm going to draw around it on my paper. So after I finish the tutorial, I will cut these two out and then transfer it onto some sturdy card to keep the template, so I don't have to keep remaking these and save time. So they're ready to cut out and transfer onto a sturdy piece of card. And this, let's just pretend I've already done that, and this is my card template. We're going to do that on the back of the felt this time because we're having the black felt as the inner ear. So to draw on the felt, obviously I can't use a pen this time. I have got a white chalk pen. So this white fabric chalk pen, I got this from AliExpress. I will link that in the description below. These are really handy for things like felt, or if you've got a glitter with a dark background, you can't see pen on it. This is really good. So I'm going to draw around the inner ear part on the black felt. And now I'm going to cut these out. To cut them out, I always cut inside the pen or the fabric chalk line, and that way it doesn't show on the actual part of the bow that you're going to be using. So I'm cutting the lines off. I'll continue cutting these out and then I'll come back. So now I have these parts cut out, and I'm cutting out some little triangle shapes, if you can see here, from felt. To do that, I've cut a strip of felt and I'm just going to start cutting triangular shapes. I'll just cut that piece off, that's going to be scrap, and then just cut these triangular shapes. They might be a little bit too long, but we can trim them down as we're sticking them to our tiger ears, and these are going to be like the tiger stripes on the ears. So that is how I cut those out. And now, taking my hot glue gun, we're going to start attaching the middle ear onto the glitter. So I'm just using hot glue. And now we're going to start adding these bits, which will be quite difficult using hot glue because they're small. So I'm going to set my glue gun aside and I'm going to use some all-purpose adhesive glue. So what I'm going to do is pick up my little triangle shapes and I'm going to start sticking them in from the edges. And I don't want them too long because I don't want them to come too close. So I'm just going to shorten them, place a little bit of all-purpose adhesive where I'm going to pop it. This dries clear. Make sure if you're using an all-purpose adhesive you get a clear one. And I'm going to stick these now all around the edges. So that is both ears now covered with all the little triangle shapes, which are the tiger stripes. And then I'm just going to show you, I did it on this one. Some of these overhang slightly and you've got some like little fluffy bits. So to get rid of those sort of overhang fluffy bits, just go around the edge with a lighter and that will just neaten all that edge up. Like that. So now I've got my two clips that I'm going to use. I'm using these 45mm double prong clip. My daughter doesn't like the toothed clip, so that is what I'm using. I'm going to line these clips in some black ribbon. So using my hot glue gun, first of all I'm just going to heat seal this raw edge and I'm going to place some glue at around 2 inches down that ribbon. Excuse my glue gun, I had an accident with some nail varnish. And I'm just going to start wrapping this clip. And then trim off where I need. Heat seal the raw edge. And then I'm not going to bother gluing this part because obviously there's a gap in the prongs. So I'm just going to pop some glue on that top piece. And then fold it over and then that will stick to both sides together through the gap. So that is my clip lined. I'm going to do the same with the other one. So now to attach the ears to the clip, obviously we can't just stick them on because there's nothing really to stick it to. So what I'm going to do is use the felt again and we're going to cut a strip as wide as the ear itself, the bottom. And you will need to cut it wide enough to fit around the clip and up the side. So this is about 1 centimetre wide, so I need about 3 centimetres. So I'm just going to do this by eye. And then I will need a second piece for the other ear. So these are around 3 centimetres deep, yeah, and they are a little bit wider than the clip. And what I'm going to do is stick this under the clip to begin with. So I'm just going to pop some glue along the inside top of the clip and place my felt in there and close the clip in on it. And then when we stick our ear on, I'm just going to see where it comes to. It will come off the edge slightly, but that won't matter. I can trim a little bit of this end off. So I'm going to trim it as wide as the ears. Like I said, this tutorial wasn't planned. I literally just thought, I'm now going to make these. I'll come on here and do it with you guys. And then I'm going to pop some glue along the clip and on either side of the felt, and we're going to add our ear and then bring the felt up, and the felt will act as like a stabilizer to hold the ear on the bow. So it looks like this. So you need to make sure you want the clip to be facing the opposite way. So as you can see, we've got our two ears to clip in the little girl's hair, and if they're both facing the same way it won't quite look right, so it's nice to be able to clip them in so they're both facing opposite ways. So yeah, make sure you check the direction of the clip. Again, I'm just going to pop a little bit glue in the end again. So that is the other one now. As you can see, they are fairly sturdy on that clip now with that piece of felt at the bottom. And we've got your two ears. And now for the final touch, I've got this marabou feather trim, and I'm going to add these along the bottom to cover up the felt and give it a fairy look. So I'm just going to trim off a piece wide enough to do that. I'm just going to move some of these feathers out of the way. This is so messy. I've got some eyes, as you can see, stuck to my marabou feather because I use these to make Halloween spiders. So yeah, I've got a few eyes stuck to my feathers. And then cut off a second piece. Again, just move some of the feathers back before you cut. It's messy either way. You can't help it, because when you cut you just end up losing feathers. I'm just going to have to blow this, excuse me. And then I will have to vacuum when I'm finished. Right, so we've got our marabou feather trim. I'm going to face them so they'll be in my little girl's hair that way. I'm going to face the feathers so they're going outwards. It's a personal preference, it's up to you which way you have it. So I'll stick these feathers going out that way and these ones going out the other way. I'm going to cut this one a little bit shorter. More mess. Oh God, we've got feathers everywhere. Right, and now we're going to stick these to the bottom of our ears. And there you have your finished tiger ear clips. Obviously you could make these into just cat ears, or you could make them taller and make them bunny ears and use like whites and pink glitters and white marabou feathers. You can make any sort of ears that you like. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you press the bell button, that will turn on notifications. Thanks for watching everyone. Bye!